Top 10, you make a very strong case for this being the, on paper, strongest lineup we've seen in the final day of a European Tour event for quite some time. Mighty Michael van Gerwen is looking to win this title for the first time in his career. He's failed the last 2 times it's been staged, but he goes up against the 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld. We've got Daryl Gurney, the other winner on the European Tour alongside MVG. He'll be taking on Mensur Suljovic, always a threat on these Euro Tour stages. But we start with Gerwyn Price, a man who's won a couple of titles already this year. He won on the Euro Tour last year. He is flying high in the Premier League against this man, Jamie Hughes, who has been playing incredible stuff all year. He just hasn't got the rewards. That could change here in Saarbrücken this weekend.
First leg going to throw first. Game on.
8 games this afternoon. This is the first, the Iceman and Jozza, and it's time to stop, collaborate and listen to Chris Murphy in the comms box.
We don't have to listen, Dan.
I
You
don't.
rarely do, but
Yeah.
Gerwyn Price and Jamie Hughes, this is a fantastic start to a fantastic session. You mentioned some of the matches that are to come. The one that all the eyes and ears will be on will be MVG against Raymond van Barneveld. But James Wade, who has been one of the key protagonists in the story of 2019, winning 3 titles, going unbeaten against Van Gerwen in the Premier League, takes on
60.
the UK Open champion Nathan Aspinall. Daryl Gurney, the other winner, other than Michael van Gerwen on the Euro Tour this year, up against Mensur Suljovic. Peter Wright against Dave Chisnell.
137.
After this, Rob Cross, who is yet to win a title this year, taking on Joe Cullen. But as you said, Jamie Hughes has produced some special stuff without really getting the rewards that his performances have merited. This, in fact, is his best run of the year.
Which is mad, isn't it, that he's not made a quarter-final when you look at the consistent displays he's put on the Pro Tour, where there are only 4 players averaging more than him from the Players' Championship series of events. One of them, though, is Gerwyn Price.
He's had losing averages on the Pro Tour of well in excess of 100 on multiple occasions. Looking for a finish well in excess of 100 here, but he can't take it out.
Yeah, now the standout game that these two have had, they've played 3 times before, but once was at the UK Open, and Gerwyn Price on stage 2 won it 10-7. Bullseye here, a 1-2-8. And a roar from the Iceman. Now that's a tough plus checkout for Gerwyn Price, but he took out 2 enormous ones against Jozza. One at the end of his first mini session with him in that UK Open game of a 1-6-7, and then did it again to win the match. It is one of the most incredible games of darts you will see this year on TV.
Yeah, and the way that Price was playing at the time, many thought that he was just going to coast to that title, which was eventually won by the man that beat him, Nathan Aspinall. But Price went through an incredibly successful spell, didn't he, where he won back-to-back Pro Tour titles, was playing well in the Premier League.
I
think he went for a run where he reached at least the semi-finals in 5 consecutive tournaments.
Yeah. Which is astonishing. And it was very, very strange against Steve Beaton yesterday. He averaged 100, but he started the game and he was obviously in a mood about something. And he didn't look like he cared. And then it was about sort of 3 or 4 legs in, it's almost like he suddenly realised, hang on, I'm playing really well here. And started putting a bit more thought and concentration into it. And ended up taking out Beaton 6-5 in a really belting game of darts. Beaton didn't miss a single dart at double, and he was still beaten.
Well, this would get him on a finish.
123.
Hughes has time to mop up the 99.
42 left. 32 left. Still 32 left. The highest average we've seen this weekend came from Brendan Dolan. That was more than 105, but it still wasn't enough to beat Jamie Hughes in the first round.
130.
Jozza beat him by 6 legs to 4, then knocked out Simon Whitlock, last weekend's finalist, by the same scoreline.
Oh, this is difficult now, as he barricaded himself in.
16. Gerwyn, you require
Price has a
84.
chance to double his lead here after Hughes has squandered ample opportunities at double. And the Welshman does not miss. That's about as apologetic as Gerwyn Price gets.
The leg going to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, well, we didn't see any of the roaring in the early stages of his game with Beaton yesterday because he just didn't look that bothered. But by the end of it, when he was trying, and he needed to against Beaton, who was flawless on the finishing, we did see a bit of aggression from Gerwyn, and that often accompanies his best stuff.
57.
Certainly saw plenty of it when he beat Michael Smith in the Premier League the other night. Took out a 170 checkout in front of his home fans in Cardiff. Having just seen one taken out against him in the previous leg. Nearly dived into the crowd celebrating that one.
Jeremy Hughes has had more maximums than anybody else in this tournament. That is his 10th.
98.
Well, this section of the draw, this half, has got the number 2 seed Ian White. It's got Darren Webster, who's a regular in the final day of Euro Tours. John Henderson, who was excellent in knocking out the defending champion Max Hopp yesterday. Another one in there for Yoza. Gives him one at the bull.
139.
Well, Price hasn't missed the finish yet. He's going to have to change his plan here, and he can't find either treble. Visibly frustrated there, the Iceman.
96.
Because he knew he was perfect on his doubles. The dart bedded in the ball in leg 1, 1 in double 12 in leg 2. It was almost in double 9 from Jamie Hughes, but it's double 8 that he needs to find.
9. Gerwyn, you require.
Well, Price hasn't missed, Hughes hasn't hit.
Curious this. Jamie Hughes
6.
could have been 3-0 down.
16.
Big let off.
It's on the third leg, Jamie Hughes.
Finally, the Tipton man gets a leg on the board, and it is a break of throw as well.
Game on.
He has been around that 100 average mark in each of his couple of games in getting to this stage.
93.
And had to be to win them both 6-4.
Yeah, we did see him at the German Darts Championship. We have seen him at the German Darts Grand Prix as well, but a second round exit in Hildesheim, a first round exit last time out.
55.
Pretty full here. No Germans to cheer on for these guys today, but some of the biggest stars of this sport.
$58. $140.
You mentioned that fantastic match they had at the UK Open earlier this year. Hughes does have a win on stage against Gerwyn Price. Beat him 5-1 at the Grand Slam in a group game in 2017.
Yeah, the Grand Slam, of course, switched 2 years later. Sorry, a year later. Because he went on to win. Well, some players look at the bullseye last start here.
100.
Because Jamie Hughes is going to have to use all 3 darts to finish 102, whereas a 25 would have left him a 2-darter.
Double 10 here for Price. Restores that 2-leg lead and gets an immediate break back.
Game on.
Apart from that previous leg where he was chasing doubles around the board, Price's finishing has been very,
95.
very clinical. Checkouts of 128, 84, and now 74.
$140. 60. $140.
Yoza's averaging more than 97 over 20 matches so far this year in the Players' Championship Series. Only once in those 20 matches has he averaged less than 90. At the minute, he's just this leg has dragged his average just above the 90 mark. But it kind of shows you how it's been a slow start by his own very high standards this year. And also, you kind of expect him to get into a bit of a groove at some point. But has he already fallen too far behind against one of the 4 men in world darts right now?
140.
Well, he could have been even further behind. Treble 17. Can't earn himself a dart at the bull, and the way that Price is finishing, every chance that he'll go 4-1 ahead here.
Treble 14 will be his first dart. Okay, well that halves his score. 33 left. What's it to be? 13? No. He's going to leave himself the double 12. One dart is all he needs at the minute. Gerwyn Price.
Well, the only time he's missed is when he had 3 clear darts at double.
Yeah.
140.
Man that doesn't shy away from a challenge, and he's completed all of the challenging finishes that have been put in front of him.
And that first 9 average is abysmal for Gerwyn Price.
Yeah, and it shows that when he has been taking out those shots, it's been when Hughes has been in finishing range himself, sometimes having missed darts at double. So you see, he's had more darts at double than the Iceman.
100.
Yeah, leg 2 and 3 is where Hughes has had most of his darts at double. Only managed to pin one of them. This is more like it. Much more like it. Second 180. Could break the 200 mark for the tournament today. Certainly got the talent to do so.
96. Jamie Uruguay 81.
Well, that's okay. Leaves himself double top. No need to use the bullseye route. But Yoza is going to be under pressure.
140.
That's nice from Price. And Hughes has to hit. Both of those darts inside. It's getting dodgy, this.
30. Gerwyn Uruguay 60.
Another 2-dart combo for Gerwyn Price. Well, 10.
40.
This time he fails to complete the combination, so Hughes handed another chance.
1 out of 12 on his doubles at the minute. Decides to split. Down for the 2. And Price shakes his head, but it doesn't matter because Yoza is having a mare on the outer ring.
Once again, Price with 3 clear. Misses them all. 5 on the trot missed by the Welsh wizard there. A bad spell for the pair. Ended quite aptly in the madhouse by Jamie Hughes.
Well, it's just so strange, isn't it? You know, when he's averaged 100 in his previous 2 games, you think that finally this is an opportunity for Yoza to, you know, go and have a deep run, get beyond the last 16 stages of something for the first time this year. And he's putting in one of the worst displays we've seen from him this year. A man who's made a habit of losing with 100 averages this year
140.
has just sort of kind of crumbled, and he's, you know, he's kind of lucky that this game is still going, because it could actually have ended up being a whitewash.
Well, it could, but
100.
it's just a little bit of the end of legs that he struggled with, really, isn't it? Jamie Hughes. Had he be averaging, what, another 6 points higher than he is right now? That 180 from Iceman Price was very well timed, because Hughes was threatening to break there, and now he's only managed to leave a huge out. Using the ball first, but then missing the big number.
49.
Well, in the end, he's left himself double 16, which he's more willing to leave nowadays, but I'm sure he would have preferred tops.
Well, twice before in this match, Gerwyn Price has had 3 clear darts at double. Both times he's given Jamie Hughes another turn at the hockey. Not this time. And now the number 3 seed is 1 leg away from a place in the quarterfinals.
Well, he has scored nothing like he can Gerwyn Price. His finishing is only at 30%, and yet he's still a mid-90s average here. And this is a man who, this year, has put in some huge displays. That weekend where he won a couple of titles, Gerwyn Price, there were some absolutely enormous numbers he was throwing. 106s, 112s, 105, 110. That's the calibre of stuff he's been throwing this year. And don't rule out him producing that in the final session if he makes it there. The minute, he's very well placed to.
It will be Rob Cross or Joe Cullen in the first quarter-final tonight. That match coming up next.
93.
This match began with a 1-2-8 checkout to get Gerwyn going. Jamie Hughes needs something to get himself going here. Could this be it?
Plenty of room for another one there. Can't find it. That leaves top. That leaves him tops. Now Gerwyn Price, an extra 25 points here would make a massive difference, as he would still have a chance of going out after that first dart, had the last dart of the previous visit stuck in the board. But this isn't a gimme with what's gone before.
Jamie required.
Does it again? Does he stay alive in the match?
6.
Not if Price can finish the job here on tops.
There are not many times this year that Jamie Hughes has lost and has walked away from the game thinking, I haven't given it a really good go. But there, an absolute nightmare on the doubles has cost him dearly, and the Iceman is the first man through to the